Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, February 5th, 2019. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Thank you all very much for joining me last evening for the monthly market outlook for February. I have posted that video so you can check it out on the Twitter feed or at pivotboss.com. A lot of candidates that we went through, looked at the four major markets there, and then also found quite a bit of long and short candidates to watch over the next month, and some of those candidates over the next 2 to 3 months. So again, give it a shot and let me know what you think. If you take a look here at the ES, you'll see that we've had a very bullish uptrend here overall. We're still holding near recent highs. Here's the previous month's high and close, and price the first 3 trading days of the month have all held right around that previous high, trying to hold above it at the moment. Again, we're at a very clear inflection point in the chart. If there's any failure to hold up here, that's when we could see a pretty quick pullback, but some degree, right? We don't know how far, but maybe 2600, 2620, you know, anywhere in there could still be a great buying opportunity higher. No guarantee of a pullback. There's been no pullback at all since the first 2 days of the year, and then it's been straight up. So again, don't want to get over confident that it might go down, as this thing has been very bullish, and got to continue to ride the wave higher until proven otherwise. Overall, this market again still at an inflection point and could have a very significant move here very soon, especially if price fails to hold, say, 26.95. That could be a pretty significant drop coming, at least on a near-term basis. But right now, all signs pointing up at the moment. If you look at the NQ, very similar price action. This one also holding above the previous month's high, sitting right there at 3 or 4 day highs. This is a nice little zone right here, because if you notice, 4-day range very narrow. Again, everything's pointing up, but when you have a narrow range like that, expansion's coming. If it's going to be to the upside, we got 71, 72 still up above. That's a target that we had from before, that if price was going to get back above 6,400, then we would likely auction all the way back to the other side of the range, which would be near these highs. That's about 72. We're almost there now, about another 200 plus points to go. Again, if this were to pull back, it would still be a great opportunity to push this thing higher. So even if we came back to, say, 6,700, it could be a great rally to 7,200. So it could be a great way to go here for bulls if we do see a pullback. All right, let's take a look here at the crude oil chart. This one showing some weakness right now, quite a bit of weakness. This also has a very narrow 4-day range, now a 5-day range. Price was above 55s here, the key level. Formed a tiny little trading range up there, and then sold off heavily over the last couple of hours, and has dropped an easy $1.50, something like that, $1.60 off this high. For the most part, this zone up here, 55s, is major composite low volume node, so it's a major LV in there, and that's why I talked about that before, that if price can't get above that zone, we likely pull back. It could be as deep as 49. It could even come all the way back to 42s to retest that zone. Right now we're in a big, large D-shaped profile. And again, if there's any rejection here, we could pull back a little bit. Overall, this trend remains up, just like the ES and the NQ. But this 5-day narrow range here is very important. And that's added on to an even more narrow 15, 20-day range. All of this right here suggests that we could have a major expansive move over the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we got to watch the boundaries very closely. Lastly, taking a look at gold futures, you'll notice here price been trending up. Pullbacks to the pivot range have been defended, and now we're in the pivot range right now, or just got out of it a moment ago, but pulling back into it. That's the pivot range in an uptrending market. Hasn't quite gotten the 8-period average or the trigger zone yet. So we could still see a little bit more pullback, but overall, buying the dip here, even as deep as 1,300, could be a great way to push this one toward the completion target of 1,360. That's the upside major target here. Staying above 1,300 or bouncing off that level could give the final go-ahead to 1,360. All right, that is it for now. let's see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.